See, the key is to marry the guy that does not care whether or not you cook. If you don't feel like cooking, he'll just order you guys some food. What he really cares about is that you're stress-free and happy.
This lady is saying that it's better for you to marry a man that will not stress you over cooking. Whenever you don't feel like cooking, it will just be like, you know what, babe, don't worry, let's go eat out. So I was like, yeah, this is a good thing. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. But then the comment section, people stitching the video were like, that is the wrong advice. As a woman, you should cook all the time. You should cook for your man all the time because your man is out there providing. So you should cook for him all the time. Why would you say you don't feel like cooking? So what should you do? Why would you say you don't feel like? And I'm like, is it just me that feel like that's how it's supposed to be? Like, it's not every time you feel like cooking. And when you don't feel like cooking, your man can go to the kitchen and cook. Or it's going to, we'll go eat out, or we'll just buy food outside and deliver the food inside or something. Let me show you all this video, then I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video.
To marry the guy that does not care whether or not you cook. If you don't feel like cooking, he'll just order you guys some food. What he really cares about is that you're stress-free and happy.
Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with carry out. There's nothing wrong with you feeling tired or you just not feeling it today. So we order some Uber Eats or we order some DoorDash, you know, so you can be stress free and be happy. With that being said, men get up every day and do shit they don't feel like doing or they don't want to do, from the maintenance of the car, changing brakes, oil change, all kind of different things, to working 10, 12, 16 hours a day. 50, 60, 70, 80 hours plus a week, paying all the bills or paying majority of the bills. No man really wants to do that. But these are the things that a man must do to be considered a man or a good man. So with that being said, you know, and like I said, it's going to be sometimes you just don't feel like cooking. You're just not feeling it. But if you just want me to order food, just because you want to sit on your ass and you just want to be lazy and you don't want to deal with responsibilities as a woman and as a wife, no, not up in here. Not at all. Right idea, wrong sucker.
The key is to marry the guy that does not care whether or not you cook. If you
Shit, I can't agree with this one, love. If you don't know how to cook, I suggest that you learn how to cook, because I like to eat. I'm greedy. Talk about get a ring without cooking. Is you crazy? That's part of wifey duties. Like, how the fuck you gonna skip that shit? Y'all better stop listening to her and Cardi B. You see where Cardi B at anyway.
The key is to marry the guy that does not care whether or not you cook. If you don't feel like cooking, he'll just order you guys some food. What he really cares about is that you're stress-free and happy.
I'm calling bull honky on this, and I have first-hand experience. Now, she seems like an absolutely lovely lady, but this is where she gets it absolutely wrong. My wife, absolutely incredible cook. You know those guys that are like, oh, you don't cook like my mama? My mama's not on TikTok, so I can say my wife is a way better cook than my mama. In the 7 years we've been together, I can count 3 times that she's made something that wasn't delicious. Twice it was because one of the ingredients had gone bad when she made it, and the other one who knows what. So you'd think that my wife, even though she's an incredible cook, would want to take the night off once in a while. She would be so grateful for when she's stressed out and anxious and we're in a hurry that she's like, yes, please just order us something. In fact, I'll be like, hey, I think you're a little stressed out today and I want to make life easier on you. I want to go pick something up. She says no. I want to eat out. And she's like, no, you don't need to do that. I want to. I love eating out. No disrespect to her food. I just love eating out. But because she's so good at it, she's like, yeah, no, you don't need to ever do that. I know, woe is me, right?
See, the key is to marry the guy.
You gotta be careful what kind of information you take from the internet, bro. Shit could be real damaging. Viewer discretion is advised.
That does not care whether or not you cook. If you don't feel like cooking, he'll just order you guys some food. What he really cares about is that you're stress-free and happy.
You know what, to some degree, I agree with her. I think a good husband will make sure or try to do his best to make sure that his wife is stress-free and happy. But for some reason, whenever that concept gets brought up, it's never the same thing in reverse. Not to mention, the true concept of marriage is duty. You are now in the business of serving someone else. And true service doesn't get done simply because you are in the mood to do it. If you are with a woman that only wants to do things when she's in the mood to do it, you are fucked, my guy. Those are the moments when you'll know exactly who you're dealing with in your marriage or relationship. When they are willing and ready to do something that they are not in the mood to fucking do. The same way that man to get up in the morning at 4 or 5 in the morning knowing he's tired, his back hurt, but he got to pay these bills. That. Or the same way that woman to get up in the middle of the night to take care of them kids knowing that this man got to sleep because he tired. That's when you're going to realize who the fuck you really dealing with. This new age concept of only doing something when you want to do it or when you feel like doing it is trash. It doesn't work. Because the equivalent to what she said would be like, hey fellas, make sure you get a wife that doesn't mind to go half on them bills. Her goal is to make sure that you are stress-free and happy. So she's willing and ready to put in half the hours you put in. That way the both of you have time to yourselves and you can actually enjoy the money that you both have accumulated over a period of time. She don't want you doing 40, 60, 70 hours a week to keep up with the bills. No. Babe, let's divide that. That way, you don't get too much stress, I don't get too much stress, you're happy, I'm happy. We will make this house a home together. We will raise these kids together. We will figure out what works best for us to make sure this shit is a complete fucking circle. That's the kind of woman you need to go look for. But I'm sure you will find some women in the comments talking about, I ain't going 50-50 with no man. So the concept is always flawed when they say this type of shit, bro. I'm like, yo, are you serious right now? Because I think when you start out, it sounds real good on paper. Right? When you look at it like, oh shit, this is, but then you get into reality and you're like, oh, wait a minute. I'm willing and ready to do that for you, but you're not willing and ready to do that for me? Seems a little imbalanced here. Because I grew up around real providers, right? And I remember like, bro, at one point in time, being a provider man was like, whew. Most provider men that I grew up around had a fine woman. She was nice to him. She respected him. She had his children. She cooked. She cleaned. She truly took care of the household. That man was able to thrive in his masculine energy and she was able to thrive in her feminine energy. But for whatever reason, as society, we've taken a sharp turn somewhere and now being a provider man is an insult. And it's because you're not getting shit for being a provider man. You're just getting the title, provider man. As a provider man, all you get is a kept woman. Literally, that's all you fucking get. Occasional cat, maybe a kid or two, and that's literally it. All you get is a kept woman. Yeah, it's nice. She can go around and say, yeah, I got all this shit going on. I'm happy. I'm da-da-da. And you just out here chasing bills. And don't get me wrong. I am sure there are some provider men still around getting treated the way they should be getting treated. However, it just seems as if, as a man, your ultimate goal should be solely to take care of a woman. A woman that is not willing and ready to put the same kind of effort and energy into the relationship as you. A woman that's not willing and ready to sacrifice the same way you are. Even if she may never have to do any of those things, it would be nice to know that she's willing and ready to do so. But you know what? I'm just ranting at this point. Y'all keep the change.
I feel like people that see women cooking all the time and a woman that say that I'd rather marry a man that does not stress me over cooking than marry the ones that want me to cook every time are the people that see the cooking duty as a duty for only a particular agenda, which is female. So they only expect you as a woman to only know how to cook. These days, men are chef. Men cook for their women. Like, I do not understand why it has to be a woman that does the cooking all the time. In as much as she goes to work to make money and all of that, doesn't mean that she's going to cook all the time. In fact, there are some men that demand fresh meal every single day. I have seen they demand fresh meal. In fact, if you cook a certain food for them and just a tiny little mistake in their own taste, it's not that there's a mistake in the food, but then they taste it and they feel like, it's a little bit salty, or the fish is not really fried, or the egg was not done the way I want it. They tell you to cook again. That is how most men actually treat their wives. And the crazy part is they kind of, once you already accept the first time they trash a food and you redo a food again for them, these are the kind of men that will all continue doing it. They start complaining about a meal and you do it for them. Or maybe they start telling you, I want fresh food. Some men do not take a food that you have to warm in a microwave or a food you have to put in a deep freezer. No. They want you to cook fresh meal every single day. fresh soup, fresh stew, fresh sauce, fresh. There's nothing wrong with eating fresh every single day. But then when you're demanding it from somebody, and you know that she can be exhausted, especially a stay-at-home mom that has children, and she can be exhausted, and you know that it's something that if you are staying alone, you cannot achieve that by yourself. So why are you taking all those load and all those work on a particular woman? And now if she doesn't do it, she's a bad person. So I don't see what is wrong if a woman doesn't feel like cooking. Probably she does the cooking all the time. It's not that she didn't say she doesn't know how to cook. She said, marry a man that when he sees that you don't feel like cooking, is going to, you guys are going to order. In fact, he can even cook. In fact, I feel like a criteria for you marrying a man is marrying a man that knows how to cook. It is very important for your health wise, because sometimes when you are sick, if you marry a man that doesn't know how to cook when you are sick, he can't do anything. He can't even make you a tea. He can't even make you a soup or a pepper soup or something. He can't do that because he doesn't even know what to do. He'll start asking you when you're sick to tell you to tell him what to do, how to prepare a meal for you, how to do this, how to do that. So I personally feel like it is a criteria, like it's very important. If a man tells you, I don't know anything to do, I don't know what to do in the kitchen, or I don't know how to cook, I feel like that's a red flag. You have to marry a man that knows how to cook, because it's not every time you will feel like cooking. So I don't see anything wrong with what she said, and there's nothing wrong with ordering food outside unless you okay. Like one of the stitch was saying that his wife, there was a time he was like he told his wife wants to eat out, and the wife said no, I'm going to cook. Yes, because she wants it. I don't know if she's doing it just to impress him, because some women do it. They'll feel like I don't want my man to eat outside, so I'm going to stress myself and cook for him. Some women do that. I'm not talking about if you're doing it from your heart, you feel like you do not want your man or you don't want you guys to go and eat out. Some women do not like eating out. Some women do not like frozen food or microwave food. They like it fresh. Some women like it fresh. Yes, if you like it fresh as a woman, it doesn't bother you, there's no problem. But if it bothers you, you can eat a frozen food, you can eat microwave food, and it's only your partner that always wants you to do something fresh for him all the time. It can be tiring. And I feel like if these men are staying alone without you in their life, they will not achieve that. And I know that their mom was not even doing that for them. There was a time I saw a video. This woman was in the dining table with her children, and she was kind of, there's something they call egusi where I'm from. They call it melon. I think that's the English word, melon. So she was like, my husband likes it when we handpicked melon before cooking, not the machine peel, because the machine can actually peel it before grinding it. So they said her husband prefer when they use the hand. So she now put all the children to help her to do it. And I'm like, how would your husband know the difference between the machine peeled and the hand peel? And I feel like if that is what he prefers, he should have a day that he's going to be doing it for himself, because that is what he prefers. Because I just feel like some men will punish you for that cooking. Some men know that they are not that hungry, but they're going to punish you for cooking. If you marry a man that doesn't have that ideology that you have to be the one to cook all the time, you have a stress-free marriage, because he knows that even when he comes back from work and he sees that there's no food, he knows that you didn't make food because you're tired. He can as well say, okay, you know what, let's go out and eat, or have you eaten all day? What happened? Or he can even go to the kitchen and cook. I just feel like people that find issues with a woman not cooking or a woman not cooking for her husband all the time are people that see that cooking as a woman duty. As a man, it's also a survival skill for you, because there'll be a time that your woman is admitted in the hospital. How would you survive? So you have to be eating out all the time, or I'll get it. Or if your woman's traveled or something, she has to prep all the food for you. Then, like, it doesn't just be, I just feel like it's a survival skill for a man as well to learn how to cook. What do you guys think about this video? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, Sugar Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.